What are they saying?
What? What? I'm taking poison damage watching every frame of this trailer. Yay, there's more Smurf trailer to talk about today. I love that. Yeah, it's still bad. This is easily the movie I am just, God help me. So far, there has only been one trailer for the Smurf movie, and it was easily one of the worst for these upcoming animated movies out of the whole roster. And that's a lot to say considering, you know, we had the Minecraft movie last year, and How to Train Your Dragon, the remake, was kind of in a weird way its rival on that as well. But this has gone so far beyond that. There is almost no lines in this trailer that don't cause me internal bleeding. And honestly, the very best way I can describe this movie, because I can't get any other comparison out of my head, is this is an old and tired movie from 2010, maybe 2013 if we were giving it all the graces in the world, that flopped 10 years ago and is for some reason being teleported into the future and released now. We've already got Smurf movies from the early 2010s, but this reads identical to exactly that. And I have criticisms for everything we've seen, except for the fact, hey, we didn't see Influencer Smurf this time. But at this point, I'm kind of disappointed that I don't have more terrible things to talk about, because there's practically no good things.
Lame.
You're all lame.
Oh my god. I'm gonna melt into my shoes watching this movie. You're lame. You're lame. Like, this looks like the last Smurfs movie, and it just screams of more of this. Oh, I feel like I wish I could rip my lungs out just to exhale hard enough to cringe at this movie correctly. If you want the classic, mindless, soulless romp of every sort of animated isekai adventure story from any time in the last 10 years, here it is, blended together. This is all of your trolls. This is all of your Hops and Sonics, even though Sonic's a good example of that kind of trope. This is all of those weird sort of franchise IPs you forgot about but ended up getting some sort of movie. It's kind of like an Alvin and a Chipmunks kind of movie. It's the same era with the same tone of jokes. There is nothing modern in this movie. They'll reference DoorDash and Uber Eats, I think, from the first trailer, and say that like it's a novel thing. And it's got bloody well James Corden in the middle of it. It's just another emoji movie.
We're here to save everything. Sound effects, Smurf, can you back off?
There's bloody James Corden Smurf in the middle of it. Sound effects Smurf, at least, is the most neutral joke there's been so far. It's not breaking the mold, but it doesn't cause me internal damage, you know? He's, again, terribly lip-synced into the scene that he's actually getting the voice line from. I think out of everything I have seen, this is now my expectant worst movie of the year, at least in the lineup of trailers coming out. No, I think that's pretty accurate to say. There is a singular joke in this trailer that I think was good, and another singular one I thought was neutral. And even then, they both kind of get sabotaged along the way. You got the jetpack scene with the window at the end with the villain. I like the slapstick of it. Hate the Papa line afterwards.
Now that's what I call a banger.
Oh, you had to ruin it. I was just about to be like, oh, you know what? There's one good joke in this movie. It's the window. It's the slapstick. It's the jetpack. And then you just have to chuck in Papa Smurf saying something afterwards in the marketing. I hope he doesn't say it in the real thing. Again, I think it's just a bad lip sync job. Maybe he says that. Maybe they're just not very good at lip syncing in this whole show. But that's what I call a banger as well. I'm getting too young for this. When was banger slang term invented now? Not bangers and mash. That's too British. It's not World War II that I'm talking about. Okay, banger in music, which I assume is what that line's meant to be anyway, was used in the 2000s. Very much the genre we're going for. Either way, it's a bloody old term to say post-lockdown. Bloody hell. The one movie I don't want to show me all the more from the first trailer. And then the other one you've got is the sound effects Smurf. Is that a thing from the original? I feel like it's not. No, it isn't. And that's really interesting, to have an animated movie that's choosing to do original stuff, but none of the really good stuff. I mean, it introduced the influencer Smurf. It's, of course, terrible. It's genuinely, I think, gonna do worse for the IP that it's basing itself on. Hey there, you made it to the halfway mark of this video. Come subscribe if you want more animated movie trailer reactions like this. Alright, back to the video. Sure, it'll make too much money than what it deserves. But I don't know, man. This just makes the Smurfs look worse than they were before it. And I practically have no praises for this movie in any other direction. Alright, I'll tell you what though, the soundtrack's banging. You know, I've always wanted to see that one grandma with the Coke and the Mentos. You know the one? I've always wished they could turn just that crazy edit into the soundtrack to a movie. You don't need lyrics, you don't need melody, you just need unapologetic reverb, and you've got yourself a soundtrack these days. You can just tell this movie is gonna have nothing in regards to genuine plot, certainly no emotional depth, and all of the weight is gonna be leaning on the comedic chops of this movie, of which there are practically none. Every joke is old and outdated beyond a decade, that it feels like this is some rich person's dream to make a childhood movie that they would enjoy, unaware of the fact that the world has moved on and is so much more than this, you know? We've seen a million movies that look like this.
What the Smurf?
Oh, and that's Rihanna as well. What the Smurf? Funny joke. I would almost feel better. I can't, I want to see the actual YouTube, even a YouTube poop that does do Squidward pops in front of her face and goes, what the Sigma, is like 3 years old by itself. Maybe the world just moves too quickly these days, but why, I'm taking poison damage watching every frame of this trailer. And the marketing doesn't seem to be doing a very good job, if it's even possible to do, of making this movie look any better. It feels like a lot of these shots are just poorly lip-syncing jobs. The music is clearly not the right song for the scene that they're animated to. And it just all plays off so bad, man. This is a terrible movie I cannot wait to cover. It is just like, I am salivating at the mouth for all the negativity that's going to come out of this movie rather than the heights. I mean, they've also introduced beyond the influencer Smurf, the pooter snoots or something. Snooter poots. That's the one. What is a snooter poot and why? Why?
The snooter poots.
Snooter poots?
This could legitimately be a form of torture to me. The snooter hold on. Research time. Snooter poots. There's Snyder Pools. Snooter. Oh, that's why he's just an American. Excuse me. Are snooter poots a real thing? They are not a thing in the original source material. Wikipedia does not have an article on snooter poots. And every time I Google it, I'm just getting articles that say, holy snooter poops. Papa Smurf must be saved. How have we fallen so far from grace? I don't even watch the Smurfs and I'm offended by what they've added. I mean, I guess I should have been already since last time they introduced Influencer Smurf. Can we see him again, please? I think why is kind of the final point you can say for all of this movie, and it's just so exhausting, man. This is just an example of an IP franchise that's lost its home, wanders around, gets picked up, and just kind of exploited along the way. You can see the references it is based on, but it's not exactly using them as a nice wearing on their sleeve territory of, we're clearly meant to be the trolls. We've got all the blue electric lines like Sonic, our inspirations. It's just kind of silently doing it, and probably not very well. This movie comes out July 18th, and I cannot wait to see it for all the wrong reasons. We've already seen this Smurfs movie. They already did it in the 2010s with Hilary Duff. Now it's with Rihanna. And that makes it totally different. The animation is nice. I feel bad for any of the crew members involved that don't want to be involved, but this just looks so corporate and out of touch, which is probably the most fitting way to describe this movie so far. Papa Smurf is DJing for some reason.
Hit it, Papa.
I'm going to die. Is it a thing? Okay, hold on. Is it at least a thing that Papa Smurf is always DJing? Like, is he a DJ? Is that his role? There's apparently a DJ called Papa Smurf. Not what we're going for. What does he do? What decade is this? Does it say anything in his Wikipedia? It says nothing about him being a DJ. Why is he DJing? This is a Trolls ripoff. 10 years later. James Corden is there. The soundtrack sounds terrible so far, and I genuinely don't think there's anything new to see in this. Both in this trailer and when you watch the whole movie. You've seen this movie before. They're even trying to sync this terrible music to a dancing animation that she's clearly not dancing to. You telling me she's doing this to it's freaking Mike Myers. That's what I'm listening to right now. But boy, does it give me a backwards sense of anticipation and excitement. Hopefully I'm the only one. God, I hope this movie doesn't make too much money. We'll see just how popular the Smurfs franchise as a namesake really is. But for now, I'll end things off there. My name's been Daz. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video. Do tell me your thoughts on the Smurfs trailer 2. And I'll see you all in a little bit. Bye-bye.